One of the latest features on Midas is giving the user the ability to create a crew member's record via the web portal. When that record is created, it will create the employee record within Midas. To give that person that ability, we go into payroll, we go to master file, we pick the worker. If I just pick this worker here, and then we go to the web admin tab and we say yes, that the user can use the crew online. This is something that you may only wish to give to your production team and to any HODs. Any settings they have here with regarding the account codes that they can see online will also be then viewable for the person who will now be given this ability. So this will now sit in the payroll option on the web portal, and they will have the create crew button. When they click the create crew button, they can enter in the first name and the last name. When they click next, they can then proceed to enter the details of the crew member, adding in the email, account number. As you can see here, the only account number this person has access to is day players. So if this worker was also creating a PO, they would only have access to that same account code. They would enter in the start date and end date. They would enter in whether this is weekly, daily, or hourly. So for your weekly crew members, you would select weekly, and the rate amount here is the net amount, not the gross amount. The worker who's setting this up can add in notes for the accounts team here, and these will be visible in the notes tab on the record of the employee when it is saved. We then have whether or not somebody is full-time or daily, and we would select the department for the worker. Down below, we can add in any allowance. So we've got all the allowance types available. So if we choose to type live away, we can give the allowance name. You can call it whatever you want in this section here. And then in the daily amount, it's not a daily amount. It is actually the amount as per each payroll transaction is created. And you can click on the plus symbol to add in as many allowances as are required. And we can remove them if we need to. If this is left blank, it will not create an allowance on the employee's record. If for whatever reason the worker is already on the system, you will get the following. You will get a message saying the worker already exists, and if you continue, you will create a second record for the employee. So as you can see, we've got information already held on the system. We don't have an end date. Here's the daily rate X holiday pay. And as you can see, we've got the other allowances stored on the record. So again, once the worker, let's create a brand new one. Call James Smith, and I'm going to click next, and I'm just going to put in okay, and day players is the only one that's free to me to use. I will add in 2022, 2022. I'm going to put in 108.333 only for a month. I'm going to say this person is in production. I'm going to scroll on down. I'm going to add in one allowance type of live away, and I'm going to put in shoot only. I'm going to put in 35, and I'm going to remove that line, and I'm going to click create. When I click create, it would send the new starter email to the worker. And now if we look at what that looks like in Midas, we can see now the record for James Smith has been created. We've got the employee code, the email address, the personal details of the worker they will need to provide via the portal when they fill in their personal info. We have the rate here filled in. What's missing here is locations and sets if they're on your project. The code 1302 for day players. As you can see, It's brought through day players here. This can be overtyped. The worker will need to fill in the date of birth. We've got our start and end date of employment. We don't have the gender. The worker can fill that in. And then if we go to the notes section, you can see we've got the notes only for a month. And in default allowances, as we can see here, we've got the allowance that has been saved. Okay, so that's how you can enable online crew contract and how a worker would then create the record for the employee. Again, it's something that you might want to only give to your production coordinator, production secretary, and a HOD or producer or line producer. It should help speed up the onboarding of your crew. Thank you for watching.